Scotch Test Dummies with Scott and Bart.
Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. I'm Scott.
Bart here.
We got a Johnnie Walker Black
Woo!
Label.
We're going back to the basics, and we're going to test it. Johnnie Walker Black style.
Blended beginner Scotch style. All right, so continuing the back to the basics episodes that we've been doing. Johnnie Walker Black was actually was the first Scotch for me that got me into Scotch.
It was one of my early ones. That is for sure. It's one of the ones I enjoyed. I think one of the first ones I purchased, maybe. Because I think the first time I actually had Scotch was at that one tasting that I set up where we ran through kind of 6 bottles from different regions.
Yeah, if not more. There might even been more than 6 at that one.
Yeah, it might have been 8.
8 or 9 even. It was a lot.
Wow. And then out of that one, I like the Cragganmore Distiller's Edition. And that's what kind of set the tone, was the Cragganmore. And I hated Lagavulin 16, which I love. I love it a lot. So we are on the Johnnie Walker Black. What do you got on the nose?
Boy, really a nice creamy maltiness with some darker sweetness in there with it. Fruits.
Yeah. Huh.
And it has been a while, not that long. I've had a bottle of Black Label not too long ago. I think I finished it off within the last year. And I remember the last couple drams that I had out of it, I was pretty impressed with.
I've got a Johnnie Walker Double Black up there, but I haven't had the black in a long time. So
I do believe this is 40% ABV as well. Yep. It is still labeled 12 years old.
I kind of get a little bit of a toffee. That's that sweet toffee that I kind of get in there. And it's actually making my mouth water. That doesn't always happen. Wow.
I got just the slightest hint of smoke. Could be char, could be peat. There's maltiness, and there's sherry influence. There's red fruits, caramels, creams. The worst thing about this is the 40% ABV.
Right. Yeah, it does come in a little bit light. I don't get much of a finish. I pick up a little bit of that neutral grain spirit in there. Not much, though, but it is creamy. I think that's part of the neutral grain spirit as well.
I wouldn't say neutral grain spirit. I would say grain whiskey. There is probably a considerable portion of this is grain whiskey, not malted barley.
Mm-hmm. But see, I don't mind. Like I said, maybe I say in the future that I'm not an anti-grainite.
Kind of just an earthiness to it as well. Rich for a 12-year-old blend. Nice palate. Sets in. Finish. Yeah, I mean,
short.
A little bit longer than short, but not by much. Is that a thing? A little bit longer than short?
You may have heard that. I've never heard that myself. So,
I'm going to go drop of water here. We are at 40%, but
my first taste, I swore I got a little bit more of the creamy fruit on it, but now I'm kind of not. I'm not getting that. Forgot to grab water, so let me just do a little bit of a thing here with a little drop. Oh, that was probably too much.
And we didn't say Bart does have a sample of this here bottle. We were not able to get together at his house to shoot, so we are remote again. But he does have a sample of this same bottle here.
I am feeling much better. My ears actually started to clear up today.
Yeah. Today?
So
wow.
Oh, I know. It's terrible. I got a glimpse of what it will be like to be a grumpy dummy and your batteries go dead on the hearing aid. And Liz, my wife, did not like it a lot. If there was a background noise like the stove fan or something, I was like, hey, I can't hear you. And she was like, oh my God.
Was that at you were going, hey?
Hold on.
Yeah, I still get a little bit of smoke on this. I do get sherry influence, which I know early on in our whiskey, journey, people would say there was a sherry influence to this, and I didn't get it for a long time, but it is there now. I get it.
I do not. I do get the touch of smoke, but you're right. It's almost like a char too. It almost hits me like a char smoke.
There's caramels, there's creams. A drop of water didn't hurt it. Surprisingly,
I got too much water in there. It bittered it up. I would not add any water to this normally, and I definitely wouldn't slop in as much as I did from the cap.
A lot of maltiness as well, or graininess.
Yeah, I get the malt and I get the grain. So now I don't remember what this even goes for. Is it about $37 or so?
Yeah, same, probably $35, $37. I'd have to look at the receipt for sure, but yeah, it's right in there.
I think it's very approachable for a new drinker. I really like this when we were new. So I wouldn't buy this anymore, and it doesn't do much for me. It's just me. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I didn't even see. Oh, you're scoring 86. I'd say mine. It's funny. I was just going to say 84, but someone's like, he's always just 2 points less. So I'm going to say 83.5. 83.5 is what I'm going to score on
I
this.
sent some shenanigans.
Yeah, well, it was going to be 84, and I'm like, what do you got there? I wasn't even seeing that you did it on your phone. I was like, what? What's it? And then I looked in. I'm like, oh, he's got an 86 on there. That's his phone. He's saying, score it.
It's I'm impressed with it. You don't have it for a long time, and you kind of forget, or you think, I'm above that now, but I don't mind it. I like it, and I can see, like I say, I'd kept a bottle of this around. Always seemed to have a bottle of it. In fact, I've got a bottle of green up there. I've got a bottle.
I love the green. The green I like.
Yeah,
like I said, I got the green. The green I really enjoy. That's I'm forgetting the terminology now, but that's a blend of single malts. It's a vatting. So they've taken single malts and vatted them together. So they're single malts from different distilleries.
Well, it's just a blended malt whiskey, compared to this being having grains.
I'm sorry. Yeah, they used to call it vatted malt, and now they just call them. Now they redid it and call them a blended malt now.
And some people get offended if you say, if you were to refer to this as a blended malt whiskey. It's not. It's just a blended Scotch whiskey.
Right, because
if you have a blended malt whiskey like the green label, you should refer to it as a blended malt whiskey. According to some people, they get highly offended if you just refer to it as a blended whiskey.
Well, you probably should, because it's different single malts that are being blended together. I would agree. I mean, it's legal terminology. I'm not saying I would be jumping on you, but yeah.
Blended Scotch whiskey. Green is blended malt whiskey.
Yep. And they used to call it vatted.
Yeah. The last
which
vatted
was
malt.
Yes, which was slightly confusing back in the day, and now I still want to call it vatted, but I can see why they switched away from that. So yeah, people do like to have it called what it's legally called. The green is my favorite Johnnie Walker. I do have a double black up there, but it brought a little more smoke from memory, but I haven't had it in a while either.
Yeah,
I will tell you, I would never say I'm above this. That's not the case at all. But to me, it doesn't offer enough of a flavor punch. The green does give me a flavor punch. This is way too mild for my palate now. Not saying it wasn't. I mean, I liked it when we were new. So, but this I would not go back to.
Will this be good for a beginner?
Definitely.
All right, check us out on Patreon. Go to Scotch Test Dummies on Patreon. You can support us for as little as
$1 or $30 if you want it. You'd be crazy though. Most people in for $1, $2, or $3, and then you can cap that wherever you want. Because what we put out about 12 to max.
I'd say 8 to 12 shows. 8 to 12
really?
shows.
Okay, I'm always thinking on average about 12.
Depending. Minimum is 8, just doing the 2 shows a week. So it's just what we get added on top of that.
8 definitely will always come out. So
yeah.
Definitely.
Go to scotchtestdummies.com and check out our merchandise. You can help support the show there, or clicking on the links down below the video here. There's some t-shirts showing up. You can buy one there or get them, go look at them on our website as well. So
Ryben Normal. Yeah, look at that, Pete, baby. I like your shirt, mister. Scotch it. You Scotch gods.
it's lunch, dummies.
Dummies.